Thanks for listening to Middle Aged and Mediocre. I'm Cash.
I'm Joel.
And we are a podcast about all things strange and unusual, death and UFOs, and other creepy,
Cults,
weird, random
ghosts.
stories. There you go.
Yeah. No, I'm just naming things in the room.
Oh my God.
There's a cult of ghosts. Ray Gun Radio presents
Middle Aged and Mediocre. All right, so hey, what's going on?
Not a lot.
We are we're recording, we're going, we're live. Well, we're not live.
I'm ready.
We are live in the moment.
Yeah.
But
I feel pretty alive.
when people hear this, we won't. You know what? I'm not going to explain to you how this stuff works, Joel.
Will I be dead when they listen to it?
Maybe. Depends on how this episode goes.
Fingers crossed.
Depends on how you act for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
We'll see.
Got mine, my P's and my Q's.
It's I don't know what episode this is.
30
It's
something.
an episode. It's our 1 year anniversary though, basically.
Aww.
We posted our
Is that why you kissed me when I came in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that and a few other things. We posted our first episode of the way this show is formatted currently on December 6th
Wow.
of 2019.
That was a year ago.
Yeah, about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
So when this comes out, the day it's coming out will be December 7th, but we're recording on the 4th. So yeah, but we've been here for a year, guys.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody for listening.
Left.
Joel's just stayed in my room for a year now.
Yep.
It's really weird.
I like it here.
But, you know, he does a good job of, nothing. He doesn't do anything. He just sits around.
I keep the ghost away.
But we got our Spotify Wrapped
Yep.
thing. That looks pretty cool. 8 different countries
Uh-huh.
been listening to us. A total of, not Spotify, but on all different platforms. We've had a total of, 2,000 downloads.
Nice.
I think, as of right now, it's at 2023.
Keep going up.
Yeah, I think it's something around that. 2023, yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
So we're getting there.
Uh-huh.
Making progress.
Maybe we can double that for 2021.
Yeah, hopefully with
Let's triple it.
next year let's go even higher than that, guys.
Yeah.
Let's really start pushing this thing. And we are going to get back to doing weekly crime,
Yeah.
paranormal, UFOs, weird shit.
The good stuff.
Yeah, we're going to get back to doing that weekly. We tried to change things up a little bit and do some movie reviews and all that, but
You got to experiment, you know. That's how you learn.
hey, I've experimented a lot.
I know, and
You know what I mean?
I haven't learned a thing.
But we did learn. I mean, the movie reviews I think they're fun. We'll do some
Yeah.
bonus episodes
Yeah.
of movie reviews from time to time, but we're gonna stick to what I think people would rather hear about.
Our bread and butter.
Now we say that, but this episode won't.
Don't get too excited, listeners.
This episode won't exactly be that today.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about a little bit of crime stuff. But this episode is. I mean, some would say the biggest crime of all has been the year 2020.
It's been pretty awful.
Yeah. So we are, in a way, talking about crime.
Yeah, awfulness.
Awfulness. Yeah, we're going to do like a little bit of we're going to review 2020.
And I tried to keep the awfulness out. It took me 3 goes to finally figure out like which way I wanted to go with this, because I don't want to talk about Trump, and I don't want to talk about COVID, and I don't want to talk about like celebrity deaths and things like that, because I feel like everyone knows all that stuff. Like we've been living that for the whole year.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really? All right, so Trump invented COVID.
Who is this Trump?
Imagine the biggest piece of shit ever.
Sounds kind of like a goblin.
A little bit, yep. Trump.
Yeah.
But I wanted to keep that stuff out. I wanted to keep it kind of light and fun. And for my year review, anyway, I just have like a couple stories from each month, which I think equals like 67 stories. How many months are there?
40.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I just have really quick kind of stuff that maybe you didn't hear during the year.
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot got lost in the shuffle this year, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
the top 5 stories would probably be like Trump, COVID, murder hornets, Kobe.
Well, I went back to look for some true crime stories. Like we were talking about it before we started recording. And even looking for true crime stuff, like almost every headline was Trump or one of his people, a crime they committed. Like
one of his cronies.
Yeah. So, yeah, even like the true crime, I found a lot of stuff that we will be able to do episodes about in the future. That are like really dark and whatever, but I don't want to, today we're going to kind of keep things.
Like I said, this is my third go at it. The first one was like on, January they discovered, the flu in China or whatever.
You just went January 1st and you started finding the story from every day.
Oh, yeah.
So we have 360 some stories.
That'd be too long of a podcast.
Be too long, guys.
Yeah.
Be too long.
Too long. I know you like the sounds of our voice, but let's try to keep it around an hour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so this is your party, man.
Okay.
This was your idea.
We'll get the fuck out.
So you've been all right. See you later. So you've been working on this.
Yeah, and it's been a pretty shitty week, but for the listeners, I still got this done.
Well, that's good because if you didn't, we were going to be very short on content.
You scare me a little bit.
I had some things for backup just in
Okay.
case, but I knew you'd pull through because the last episode, the movie review, you were kind of like, yeah, I got some stuff. Like you said, very unsure that you had started on stuff. So I was like, shit.
Yeah.
So I started doing a little bit of pre-planning. But
you just never know what I'm gonna bring.
Well, let's get into what you brought.
All right, so this is going to be our year-end review. Like I said, a couple stories for each month. We're going to just roll through them.
And we're not going to talk about any of the shit that everybody already knows about.
Yeah.
So, everybody, again, real quick before we get into this, thank you guys again for listening.
Yeah.
If you're listening right now on Apple Podcasts, or I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it was iTunes. Apple Podcasts now. Go ahead and, if you will, please give us a 5-star review.
Mm-hmm.
We'd really appreciate it. Or a 5-star rating, and then leave us a little review. Anywhere else you're listening to it, please subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Give us the people for Christmas.
Give us the people for Christmas. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Just write like middle-aged and mediocre and like on a piece of paper, then wrap that up in a box with a bunch of phone books so they think it's going to be something heavy and really cool, and then they're going to open it. Yeah, and it's just us.
Or if you want, we will come to your house and we'll sit in boxes and you can wrap them.
Even if you don't want it.
Even if you don't want it.
We'll find you, is what we're saying.
If any of you guys are going to be around, friends and family for Christmas, hope you're going to be safe, first of all. Second
Wear
of all,
a condom.
Just find an episode of ours, and just in the middle of holiday times, hit play.
Hit play.
Let people learn what's going on.
Don't let them leave the room.
Don't let them leave the room. Real quick before we get into this, Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
How did Thanksgiving go?
I mean...
You had Thanksgiving with your mom, you said?
Yeah, I just went to my mom's a block over. Me and my daughter had dinner with her and her husband, and...
Your daughter's husband?
Yeah. Uh-huh. She's 10.
Yeah, she's 10.
Starter, yeah. No, it was just the 4 of us, and we nice little Thanksgiving. I was more happy with the 4 days off of work. That was nice.
Yeah. It was just hope everybody out there had a good Thanksgiving, and hope everybody stayed safe and everybody's healthy and good to go. And all right, well I think we're getting that out of the way. Enough of the COVID talk.
Let's do this.
We're gonna start out in January, I assume.
That's how it works.
Okay.
January was the first month of 2020.
What?
The first news story is about a 17-year-old named Wolf Cucker. C-U-K-I-E-R. Cooker?
How's it spelled?
C-U-K-I-E-R.
You care?
Sure.
I like
Wolf.
I like Wolf Cucker.
Wolf Cucker. This guy is 17 years old. He started an internship at NASA.
Oh.
And on his 3rd day, he discovered a planet.
What?
Yeah. It's a circumbinary planet, meaning it's a world orbiting 2 stars.
Fancy.
This 17-year-old kid found it, and I thought it was a big deal, but the more I read the story, apparently they found 24 of these such planets since 1993.
So they're kind of like the easiest planets to find.
Yeah, but still, 17-year-old, I couldn't find a job when I was 17. This guy is finding planets.
Yeah, I mean, even if they are easy to find, like, out of everybody in the world, how many people can say they found a planet?
Yeah. A lot of people can probably say it, but to prove it's another thing. Like, I just looked up and there's a new planet. I'm just going to start introducing myself as that then.
So
hey, my name's Joel. I found a planet.
Did he get to name it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if he named her. I think he did, but it's Tol, Tol 1338b.
What?
Kind of rolls off the tongue.
I hope he didn't name that. I hope that wasn't his decision.
His probably would have been like Extreme Dorito Planet CERN or
I mean, he should have. And if it wasn't named Wolf Cucker,
yeah,
like, I would have just used my name.
Wolf, man, that is a cool name. And
Wolf
Cucker.
Cucker. So, well, congrats to Wolf.
Yep.
That is pretty awesome.
What were you doing when you were 17?
I had found a job.
Okay.
Yeah, I started working.
Not a planet, though?
Well, I started working the day, like, when I turned 16. So I found a job, but not a planet. I found Planet Hardee's.
Yeah.
That's about the best I did.
I found Planet Hollywood.
I started training for wrestling.
Okay.
I was around 16, 17. So I was doing some things.
You're reaching for the stars.
I was reaching for the stars, man.
You and Wolf together.
And Wolf cucked me.
The other story from January takes place in Chongqing, China. Chongqing, China. It's about a theme park.
Okay.
Who they wanted to make a big splash with their new bungee jump attraction.
Right.
So how would you make a big splash for a bungee jump attraction?
I put a like a pool underneath it, I guess.
Okay.
And like fill it with some sharks.
Well, what these guys did, you're on the right trail.
And the sharks all come to get you, and then you bounce back out.
Up, yeah, and that would be exciting. Their idea was to take a pig up to the top of the bungee jump thing, strap it in, and then make it bungee jump.
Ah.
And people did not like this.
No.
People did not like this.
So they just used the pig as like a test?
Well, and to just draw attention, be like, come bungee jump like the pig, I guess. I don't understand what they were thinking. But they take this pig and they force it to bungee jump because I don't think the pig was into it. I think once the pig got up there, he's like, all right, now what?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty well-known fact that pigs don't typically bungee jump.
Yeah, they're afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it is a bit. And what do you think happened to the pig afterwards, after it bungee jumped?
Oh, I'm assuming they ate it.
Yeah, they sent it to the slaughterhouse
the
next day.
Like,
what the fuck?
They have no respect for that pig.
You make a pig bungee jump, and then you kill it.
Yeah, you could at least, like, keep the pig around as, like, hey, there's our mascot.
Yeah. Or, like, slice his throat right before it bungee jumps, and then it's just like a carcass.
I don't know why we have to kill it. I'm just saying, if you're going to use a pig, if you're going to use an animal to test your bungee jump thing and use it as your attraction, like, keep that animal and be like, there he is.
They can get, like, pictures with it. Like, I took a picture with the bungee jumping pig.
Yeah.
But no,
you just keep replacing the pig, like.
Yeah, they don't know. All pigs look the same.
Yeah, that's.
That was January.
Would you ever bungee jump?
No,
I wouldn't either.
Before I do anything, I always say, "What's the worst that could happen?" And if the worst that could happen is like me dying, and I'm like, I don't think I want to do that.
Dying would be. Other than doing. I
mean, I guess like every time you get in a car, you could die. But I mean, that just seems like.
Like,
I have to be in a car.
I'm not going out of my way.
Yeah, I need to be in a car to get places. Like, there's no reason for me to bungee jump.
I imagine, like, if I think about bungee jumping, I don't even go to like death. I think of like I'm bungeeing, and I'm going, and I'm almost to the ground, and then like I just like smack my face, like it's just a little bit longer than it's supposed to be, and I smack my face and like destroy my face,
like Midsummer.
Yeah,
where he jumps up onto the rock.
But like I live, so now I'm like, I have this horrible thing that I live with.
It'd be a cool story for you though.
I couldn't talk though, so I couldn't tell it.
Yeah. You'd have to hire like a monkey to sign language it to people.
Well, you know what? Looking better, sounding better. I didn't know I got a monkey out of this.
Yeah, you could.
So yeah, skydiving, jumping out of an airplane, none of that shit for you?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No, they're not going to be like, sir, you have cancer. The only cure is the bungee jump. Like then I'd be like, all right, strap me up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably do it then, but not.
I'd be like, how long do I have? 6 months? I'll wait for 5.5 months. Yeah.
Like when I'm in a coma, just push me off.
Yeah, that sounds
Force me like that pig in China.
All right,
so that's January.
So neither of us are very adventurous.
No. February 2020. What story is the broom challenge? Do you remember this? I do kind of remember this. It was an internet.
Oh, is this where you like said?
It was an internet hoax that swept social media.
Oh.
Swept it. Videos flooded social media of people standing up their broomsticks on the bristles. Why? A fake claim spread on social media that NASA said it would only work on one specific date, February 10th. It was supposedly due to the Earth's gravitational pull on the vernal equinox. But there was no such message from NASA, and the spring equinox doesn't actually happen until March 19th. But people went crazy. Like, it was on news. Like,
I do remember
the morning news team would, like, stand their broom up on the bristles, you know. And
that was this year?
That was this year.
Oh, my God.
That was February.
I thought that was, like,
I feel like
5 years ago.
Like, that was this year?
Yeah.
Yep.
I now that you tell me what it is, I was like, yep, I remember seeing that. But, man, I thought that
I
was...
didn't do it. Did you try to stand the broom up?
No.
Yeah. We're smart.
So
we're not going to bungee jump, or we're not going to stand the broom up.
Say you do it, though. Like, say you put the broom and it stands up for a second. Okay.
Wow, let's get a picture.
Now
Share
what?
it. Now what? All right, now fucking sweep. All right,
Now
your place is your floor is a mess. All right, the other February story is about Bachelor Jeff Gebhardt. He offered $25,000 to anyone who could get him in a relationship.
Okay.
And the 47-year-old said he would only pay if the relationship makes it a full year.
Oh, so he's going to pay whoever...
Yeah, whoever
he's in a
sets him up.
with.
Yeah,
Whoever
he
sets
didn't
him
want to
up.
do dating sites. He didn't want to, try to meet someone himself, because it's just, it was all too much for him. It took him 6 months to come up with this plan and put the idea into motion. He says if he does make it a year in a relationship, whoever set him up would get $5,000. You don't even get the $25,000. You get $5,000 after the first year, and then every year after you get another $5,000 until he gets the $5,000. As long as he's in the relationship.
So, like, you're hoping for the 5-year relationship.
You're hoping for that.
Yeah.
That's a long con if you're not really into it. And it said it wouldn't go to any woman. Like, a woman couldn't date him and then get paid herself. Because that would, I guess he's afraid that woman would fake it.
Yeah.
I won't touch that. But I don't know if he ever found the match or not. I'm going to say probably not.
So, wait. So, what's his name again?
Jeff Gebhardt. Gebhart.
Spell his last name again?
Gebhart. Offered $25,000. And he's a dog lover, too. So he said if he did get in a relationship, he would also donate $25,000 to, like, a humane society or something.
I don't think he found anybody. Because there's no updates past February.
Well, a lot of other stuff started happening, so maybe that's why he didn't find anybody.
He has a Facebook.
All right.
Man, he looks like a fucking loser.
Hey, so we just need to find a girl now to get with Jeff Gebhardt for 5 years, and we get $25,000. Josh, do you have a wig?
I could find.
All right.
I have a wrestling mask.
Oh, that's the same thing. He's like, "What's underneath that mask?" He's like, "I can't take it off."
Man, he's still single.
Okay.
According to his Facebook profile, he's still single.
Single AF.
He was posting in October, so he's still
one.
His little Facebook quote thing is "I solve problems." Can't solve his own though.
I bet he's a virgin. No, actually, I did read that he's been in another relationship, just never had kids.
Oh, he looks
or anything like that.
He looks swell.
Yeah.
He sells houses. It looks like. Yeah, it looks like he sells houses.
All right. So, any ladies interested in that?
I mean, ladies.
Well, you have to get someone. You have to get like a pimp to take you to Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just go yourself.
Yeah, you could easily just set that up. Like,
yeah.
You could be the woman and just your husband or boyfriend you guys just hang out.
And then you just have to fuck him for 5 years, pretend to be in a relationship, and then you get $25,000, $5,000 a year. That's like $1 million.
Yeah, he's not very. Yeah, okay. He wasn't. He didn't really seem to care. Like, he posted a few clips of him on like morning radio shows and stuff, and
this got him a little notoriety then.
Barely. So yeah,
about as much notoriety as $25,000 can get you.
Yeah, I think he needs to raise the price. And
if there's any girls out there that want to date me, I have a record collection.
Yeah,
you can have one record every year, up to 5 years.
Of your
my collection. Choosing. Yeah, oh yeah. Like I'll give you like 5 to choose from.
2.
Yeah, it'll probably be like the Happy Days soundtrack or something.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 of those.
Just
one,
2 copies.
I still have one of those still in the shrink wrap and then a regular one. So, you
pick one of those copies.
Yeah, well, the open one they would get.
So,
ladies.
We went from you get 5 choices to
you get the
this
Happy
is what
Days.
you're getting.
Yeah. And me, of course. And I'm a steal. My mom tells me that all the time.
Yeah, well.
She's a liar. All right, so now we're on the March. This is a bit of a bummer story about how people suck, but the most famous tree in New Zealand and possibly the world was vandalized in March. It's in Lake Wonka.
Nice.
It's a symbol of hope, but somebody didn't like hope, and they went and hacked the branches off the tree.
They said, "Good day, sir."
Yeah, it was like this tree that kind of comes out of the water at the lake, and it was a big deal on social media, stuff like that. A lot of people like to go there just to get the picture of the tree, things like that. And one day they came, and some of the branches were hacked off, and they just left them on the shore. They didn't even hack them off, like take them home and try like take a little hope with them. They're like, hope, fuck that.
They just decided to cut the tree down.
That makes sense for 2020, actually.
Yeah,
we have no hope.
So when was that? That was March?
That was March in New Zealand. It was the famous the hope tree is what they called it in Lake Wonka.
I mean, a little suspicious that the hope tree gets cut down in March.
Uh-huh.
And around March is when everything went to shit.
That is true. Thanks
Good
a lot,
job to whoever cut that tree down.
You New Zealand bastard. I guess it could have been someone traveling.
You Kiwi bastard.
Oh. Do we have listeners in New Zealand? I think we do. I think that was one of the countries we're in.
I think maybe. I don't know. I said what I said.
Yeah.
There was a big thing like that. I don't think it was this year. I think it was last year. But there was a big issue of a tree getting cut down in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Oh, really?
And
Wheelie?
Oh, Wheeling.
Because of wheeling?
Yeah, it was apparently like some famous tree, and they just the city decided, I think, cut it down finally.
Uh-huh.
And it caused like this big
People
uproar.
lost their shit. Trees are pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I like trees.
Yeah, I like trees. You fucking tree hugger.
I mean, I don't know if I would lose my shit over one being cut down.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
I mean, it's a dick move.
Hope.
Yeah, that's a pretty dick move for one that's supposed to stand for hope and everything. And they just hack the branches off just to leave them there too. Like at least it's not American because I feel like an American would do it and then take it with them and share their friends.
Oh, they would have burned it.
Yeah,
they would have just burnt that shit to the ground. Was it in a lake? You said?
Yeah.
They had to figure out a way. They'd replace the water with gasoline or something.
This is a feel-good March story. A Northern California man was rescued after he was snowed in at his house for 5 days.
Oh, I remember this.
Like he's like 80-something, and 2 workers who were trying to restore power in the area heard the man yelling for help. Help me! I'm hungry, the man was yelling. So they gave him their lunches.
Hey, hungry? Where's John head?
And they laughed and just walked on. I hope
See you later, hungry.
I hope that helped that guy. So now the workers, they gave him their lunch and their waters and stuff. And it was in Calaveras County in California. And the house was without power, without heat, didn't have any phone or anything. And all the snow just like up against the door. And this old man wasn't strong enough to get it out, Get it out. To open the door up. And the first 2 days, he said the man blew a whistle. And he even put signs out on the windows asking for help, but just nobody came by.
Nobody was around.
Yep. But they found him and he lived.
There was another story, I think it was California too, about there was a guy that bought some property.
Uh-huh.
It was like an old mining town or something, and he bought the whole all the property.
I think I saw that too.
And then a huge storm hit,
Uh-huh.
and he got stuck there.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, I mean, he made it.
Okay.
Because the story, whatever. But he had just bought this, and it was like an abandoned old mining town, I think. And he bought the property, and he went up there to start working on it, and he had a huge snowstorm.
I didn't even know it snowed in California.
Maybe it wasn't California.
Well, Northern California, I guess. Yeah.
It was that way somewhere.
That way.
Over there.
He lived.
That's good.
Yeah, 5 days, and I think what could you survive for 5 right now? Could you survive 5 days in this house?
Yeah.
You have enough food and everything in here. That's the thing too. He ran out of food.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know this.
Uh-huh.
Pretty big fella.
Yeah.
I think I'd make it.
You wear a lot of black, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
I know. It's surprising.
It is, yeah. You have Beasley, too. You can be like, well, Beasley, sorry, buddy.
Well,
it's been an hour.
That's
Daddy's got to eat.
That's goddamn ridiculous. Yeah, for 5 days.
Yeah, you could do that. All right. Do you have a whistle to blow?
I don't.
Well.
No, I don't.
Unzips pants. I'm sorry.
It's one of those ones like, I can't do it loud, but.
The slide whistle?
Yeah.
All right, this is April 2020, and the Illinois mayor ordered police to crack down on social gatherings. And then a couple days later, the police found his wife at a bar.
Where is New Orleans?
They
said?
Illinois, Alton, Illinois. The police broke up a party at the bar and found the mayor's wife, and they notified the mayor. And the mayor's like, hey, treat her the same as everybody else there. She's a big girl. She made her mistakes, and they killed her.
Oh, God.
And they arrested her. And,
well, that's good. I'm glad this mayor wasn't showing any favoritism.
Yeah, and that's kind of embarrassing for the mayor a little bit, too.
Yeah.
You know, but also maybe he was like, finally, a little peace and quiet. Until she gets out of jail. And,
she actually wasn't there. That's just the story they used.
Yeah, he called me like, nah, she was there. She sent me pictures.
Yeah.
Go ahead and arrest her. Another March headline is the Pentagon released UFO videos.
Oh, yeah.
And Tom DeLonge called it a monumental news.
Right.
That's the story.
And, I mean, honestly, I know there was a lot happening in March, but when that came out, no one really cared.
No.
Everyone was kind of like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew. I feel like people expect UFOs and things like that. I just like that the story quoted Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge, he's big into that shit.
He
man.
really is.
Yeah.
I mean, he pretty much one of the reasons he left Blink-182 because of that.
Well, he went on Rogan a year before. I think it was about a year before that came out, and he was talking about the videos.
Yeah. Because they were from 2020. It was videos from years past and stuff that they had, and they finally released it. And like you said, people were just like, all right, the world's falling apart.
Yeah.
No one gives us shit.
Yeah.
So that was March. We're already up to May.
All right. Well,
May.
Wait, that was April.
Yeah, that was April. You're right.
Yeah.
That's how months work. So then May's after April. I didn't know the order of the months until probably into my 20s.
That's not good.
I couldn't remember. I knew what the months were, but I couldn't remember them. And then it wasn't really until I started working and dates meant something to me. I would always have to write the date on stuff at work, and that's how I learned the order because I'm dumb.
Well,
my brain sucks.
I
Edit
mean,
that out.
It's not real important though.
Yeah.
As long as you know what day of the week it is.
I'm pretty good at that. Yeah. I know the days.
Yeah, as long as you know the days of the week.
Pretty good at that. So now we're on May. And a rare blue bee was rediscovered at
Blue bee?
A rare blue bee was rediscovered at Lake Wales in Florida.
Booby. I thought you said.
Blue bee. Girl, let me see them blue
I
bees.
thought you said a rare booby was discovered. That's what I thought you said at first.
Oh, boobies.
Sorry.
In Wales, Florida. It was last spotted in 2016. And the bee only exists in Florida, which explains why it's blue. No, it's because when Florida used to be underwater, it had something to do with that, yada, 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 whatever. But yeah, they rediscovered the blue bee in 2020. They've never actually discovered a beehive, though.
So this thing just is it the only one?
No, there's other ones, but it's only in that little area of Florida. But they hadn't seen them. I guess there's one guy tracking them. And they hadn't seen them since 2016.
Well, that's
the rare blue bee. Google it. Bring that up, Jamie.
I'm a Googling it. Rare blue.
And it's just a bee that's blue.
Rare insect found in Florida, previously thought to be extinct.
2020 is not all bad.
Metallic navy. Oh, so it's got a little bit of blue. Can you see this?
Oh, yeah, I saw the picture
Okay.
when I was
It looks kind of like a fly.
Yeah.
The metallic navy insect, a blue calamintha bee, been previously found in 4 areas, totaling just 16 square miles of pine scrub habitat.
So this story might not affect a lot of people, but maybe just fill you with a little bit of inspiration. If the blue bee can make a comeback, then you can too.
Yeah, they really don't know why They really don't know why it exists.
Yeah,
that's weird.
That's just like me.
Yeah,
they don't know why I exist. What's
You're the
point?
rare blue Joel. Huh. Okay.
Blew your mind, didn't I? And they couldn't find it, and that part really stung a lot of people. Huh?
Each female builds a nest and does not care for its young. So that's probably why, because
They probably don't
the
live
young
then.
doesn't really get taken care of, so it's kind of survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the bluest.
With the bluest.
Yep.
All right.
We got another animal story for May. A two-faced cat was born in Oregon.
Backstabbing asshole.
Oh, no. It was a cat with two heads.
Yeah.
Biscuits and gravy.
Oh, that's
what they named it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Them? I think you call them them? Is it? Or is it what?
I don't know. Biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits
is a great
and gravy.
Name.
2 nose, 4 eyes, and 2 little tiny mouths.
Oh.
And the two-faced cats are known as Janus cats, named after the Roman god Janus, who had 2 faces, one looking into the past and one looking into the future.
One looking at biscuits and one looking at gravy.
I like looking at both those things at once. And the kittens don't usually live for long because, like, the moms don't really, it's like, because they only have one brain, but everything works. But however, this one, there was one set of kittens like this that lived for 15 years named Frank and Louie.
All right.
And the Frank and Louie even made it into the Guinness Book of World Records.
I think I would have had to name Frank and Beans, but
Frank and Beans would be a real good name for a two-faced cat. But they said the family said they gave up the rest of the litter, but they kept Biscuits and Gravy, and they pretty much took over caring for it. So I haven't seen an update. I don't know if Biscuits and Gravy's still alive or not. But apparently they would feed him every 2 hours, and they were keeping him warm. The husband said that the wife would snuggle the kitties in her shirt mostly, which makes me want to be a two-faced cat.
Oh, it's adorable. It looks like a little mirror.
Yeah.
Trick.
The little kitty going meow meow.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh.
I'm not gonna.
Okay, still alive? It's
Yep.
still alive?
Yep, still alive.
Is it living on a farm? Did they take it to a farm?
Took it to a two-faced farm.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Man, if something bad happened to Biscuits and Gravies, I think that might break me.
Yep, nothing happened.
Good.
Just living on that farm.
I won't Google it.
Nope, don't Google it.
Okay.
Good for Biscuits and Gravy.
Biscuits and Gravy's dead.
Named, nope, shut up. Named after Janice. Yep, on that farm.
Good.
Let's just keep going. Let's
All
get
right.
into June.
We're June. Man, how'd you know June was next? Have you been looking at my
I know
notes?
my months.
Okay. A state of emergency was called in Russia when on June 6, 20,000 tons of fuel spilled into a river. It was the second largest oil spill in Russian history.
How many tons?
20,000 tons of fuel spilled into a river in Russia, and it was the second largest oil spill in Russian history.
The second largest?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, and that's not a good story for June, but maybe you didn't hear about it.
Maybe.
It is Russia. How up to date are you on all your Russian news?
I'm a little behind.
Yeah, you're not in a big hurry for Russian news, are
probably
you?
37 years behind in my news for Russia.
And then June 27th.
Yeah, I'm not rushing to hear it. Is that what you were getting at?
Yep. Parts of Delhi, Delhi, India, were placed on lockdown. Delhi.
Yeah.
They were placed on lockdown after locusts swarmed a suburban area. They called it Swarmageddon.
Hold on a second. We're gonna have a special guest.
All right, Beasley heard about this two-faced cat, and he wants in on it.
I think he heard you say his name earlier.
Oh yeah.
Come on. Hey, buddy.
Beasley,
come on in here.
Beasley has joined the chat. What's up, buddy? And but yeah, locusts. They had to lock down the town because the locusts were so out of control in India.
Easy.
And
what do you think about locusts, Beasley?
Run.
If you guys want to hear a batshit insane story about locusts, I highly recommend. I don't know what the episode number is, but it's the podcast, The Dollop. And they talk about. So back when, hey buddy, back when way back in the day when like land was being settled and like people could go out west and claim land. So when that happened, there was a huge locust thing, and they talk about how like at one point it took like the swarm of locusts. There were so many in the sky that it took like 3 days for it to pass.
Wow.
Over.
I hate locusts.
But yeah, if you guys wanted to hear a crazy story, go listen to that.
I might have to check that out. And then I'll go to India and check out this little suburban area. But yeah, they had the lockdown. They're like, don't go outside.
Because of locusts.
There's COVID and locusts.
Jesus.
The locusts have COVID. So that was June. That's real quick. Oil spill in Russia.
Hey,
locusts in India. Now we're on to July. A squirrel in Colorado tested positive for the bubonic plague.
Oh, shit.
I didn't hear about this. The squirrels in Morrison, California was tested after townfolk found at least 15 dead squirrels. And experts warn cats are highly susceptible and dogs not so much. Which is, I don't understand that.
Good job. Beasley, hear that?
Don't eat dead squirrels.
You won't get bubonic plague.
Yeah, so that was fun. We had a little bubonic plague scare.
It's just a little scared, just like a little bubonic plague?
It didn't spread past the squirrels, is for what I saw.
Man, rough time for the squirrels in that area.
Yeah, it's nuts. Huh?
All right.
Also in July, a missing Kansas dog was found 50 miles away from her home.
You know anything about that, Beasley?
The dog Cleo disappeared from Olathe, Kansas. Olathe.
Olathe.
Yeah.
Olathe, yeah.
And it was found, like I said, 50 miles away in Lawson, Missouri. It went back to her former home. They moved.
Oh, wow.
And the dog wanted to go back to the old home, so it just showed up 50 miles away. Because dogs are cool.
Yeah.
They can't get the bubonic plague from squirrels, and they can find their old home 50 miles away.
Did it get to stay there?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It's a 4-year-old Labrador. She's a good girl.
She retrieved her home.
Yeah. So that happened in July. You didn't hear the big story about the dog that traveled?
Man, I would love to. It'd be great to like be living. You get a new house.
Yeah.
And then this dog shows up and just like walks in like, it's my dog now.
They said it was real skittish at first, but finally the owners got it where it could trust it, and they found out it had a microchip. They scanned it, and they found out who the owners were.
Robot dog, got it.
Yep. Yeah. Is Beasley chipped?
Yes.
I'm gonna steal him.
Yes.
I need to know before I steal him.
I don't know actually. I think so.
He's got the handle where I can just pick him up and leave.
Man, he will chew your arm off.
I have a sweatshirt on. All right, we're up to August. An Australian man.
Crikey.
No, not Australian. Austria.
Never mind the crikey.
Austrian.
Austria?
Australian. He's from Austria.
Austrian.
Yeah. He damaged a 200-year-old sculpture
of Arnold,
trying to get the perfect photo. He was trying to take.
I know. I heard.
He was at a museum and he jumped up on the monument because it was like a girl like stretched out. He crunched the foot of the plaster. Pauline Bonaparte who was Napoleon's sister.
Yeah.
An alarm went off, and the man tried to sneak away, but they were able to, because of all the COVID, everything they were doing for COVID at the time, taking people's names, everyone that came in, so that way, if someone did the whole COVID, what do they call that, where you can you follow the chain of command, not chain of command, but you know what I mean. Anyway, because of COVID protocol, they had the man's name and everything, and they were able to track him down. I don't know if he was arrested or not, but he did fuck up a 200-year-old sculpture.
I mean, he's definitely going to be paying a fine.
Yeah, because he wanted to take a stupid picture of it laying down. Like, respect art, homie.
Fucking people.
I know.
I'm glad to know that even other people in other countries are just as fucking awful.
Yeah, as selfish, as everyone else. And then the other big news out of August 7th, I turned 41.
You turned 40. I thought you turned 40.
Nah, 41.
41?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm in my 40s. I'm not 40.
Retroactive birthday.
Thanks. Don't clap for that. So that was August. And now we're up to September. In Texas, at least 5 boats. This is my one political story because I just like it. In Texas, at least 5 boats sunk during the Trump boat parade because the wake from the larger boats in the parade caused smaller boats to take on water.
Yeah.
Which is like there's so much like symbolism there and everything. And just like they're all Trump supporters, but like the rich ones fucked over the poorer ones, and no one gave a shit. No one was injured, so that's why I put that on here. Yeah. But it's pretty fucking funny to me.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people posting about it the day it happened, and like I went and check to make sure everybody, like, nobody died.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I really want to be happy about this.
Yeah.
Let me just check. And then as soon as I checked and saw no casualties, I was like, yep, it's the best day ever.
Start shooting off your guns.
Pew, 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 pew.
I don't know why your gun sounds like that. Pew, pew, pew. All right, also in September, a 43-year-old man died after falling off a cliff into the water. The man climbed a tree in the cliffs on the edge of Oregon. Maybe he was trying to get away from squirrels that had to. Wait, was that Oregon with the bubonic plague?
I don't think you said. I don't think it was Oregon.
I can find out.
Maybe it was, but
it's Colorado. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So man, he climbed up on a tree.
Okay.
For a photograph.
Again.
And the tree branch broke, and he fell 100 feet into the Pacific Ocean and died.
Yeah, I mean,
like that's one of the things like, okay, I'm going to climb this tree and get a picture, but what's the worst that could happen?
People want to be Instagram or social media famous.
Yeah. They wanted that perfect picture.
Like I would love to be.
I would like to just stand there and look out at everything. You know what I mean? That's me though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, I would love to be social media quote unquote famous to where, like, you could kind of like just take your foot off the gas pedal of like working.
Yeah.
You could get like some followers, get some money coming in like that way.
But we're trying to do it with like
the people
a podcast. This guy just wants to do it with a picture.
The amount of people that die because they're trying to take pictures of selfies, it's insane.
Yeah, this story led to some other ones. I didn't want to put all those in there, but yeah, this isn't. I'm sure there's like, I'd like to see that number. How many people die a year from like trying to take pictures?
Let me see if I can find it while you do the next.
So that was September in Oregon, and 43-year-old man. So like, just get a picture from the ground. I think you don't have to get up on that tree.
Get a what are the things that people have now?
The selfie stick deal?
No.
A drone.
A drone.
Yeah. Get a drone.
Let's see. This is from British Broadcasting or BBC.com. When was this? Okay, this was 2018. October 4th, 2018. 259 people reported dead seeking the perfect picture.
Jesus.
The quest for extreme selfies killed 259 people between 2011 and 2017. Like, this person's on top of a 180-meter high chimney in Romania.
Yeah. Cool, got the picture. And that's all. I see a lot of stories like that, like, see the last picture that got somebody killed. And, like, they show the picture, so they got the picture, but they're dead. So, good job.
Yeah, a man died in Australia, falling off a cliff back in 2018.
Don't
he
take
was an
pictures.
American tour. Man, just have a little bit of common sense.
Yeah. Common sense. What is that? It's hard to find.
It's a lost art form.
And this one's in October. We're on to October now. It was decided in court that Subway bread technically isn't bread.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
I do remember seeing
because
something
it has
about
too much sugar.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Value Added Tax Act of 1972, bread can't have sugar, fat, or bread improver exceed 2% of the weight of the flour in the bread.
Bread improver.
I know, I love that. That's a good band name. In Subway's recipe, sugar makes up 10% of the weight, 5 times what the law deems acceptable. So the bread is actually closer to cake than bread. And I like to have. It is delicious. I like to have steak and cheese on my cake.
Yeah, I usually get.
I wonder that's why Subway's so good. It has all that sugar, so it's addictive.
Yeah,
and that's why Jared fondled all those kids.
That's what it was. He had set too much sugar.
This is the worst thing to happen to Subway since Jared.
Yeah, I mean, people always called bullshit on him losing all that weight off of like only eating Subway.
Yeah, it was the walking he did, though. I think.
Yeah,
because
he had to have been doing a shitload of exercise. And
fuck that guy.
He probably wasn't. He also just, I doubt, eating Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably didn't eat the bread.
What's hilarious is that Subway has made itself the healthy.
Yeah. And that is cake for bread, basically.
Cake for bread and like meatballs. Like, you just get a big meatball sub talking shit on it.
I want some Subway now.
I'm not a fan.
All right. Also in October,
I like Quiznos.
Oh, Quiznos is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a heated sandwich. I don't like
Jimmy John's?
Jimmy John's,
Don't like
they
it
don't
at all.
toast it.
Same with Firehouse subs.
Firehouse will toast it.
Will
it's
they?
not, yeah, it's not bad, but yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
You gotta have it
Quiznos was the
toasted.
shit.
I like Quiznos too. This is our podcast now.
Oh, we got bacon and chicken,
we
chicken
just
and
review
bacon.
sandwiches.
Yeah, okay.
All right, also in October.
Where are we at, October? Okay.
A puppy was born in Italy with green fur. And
Okay.
they named it Pistachio.
Yeah, all right.
But fortunately, the green will fade some over time until he's pretty much just like the rest of the dogs of the litter.
Oh, well.
That's not a very good story.
That wasn't very good. Terrible.
You can tell I'm starting to lose steam here at the end of
Terrible
it.
name.
Pistachio?
I mean, it's fine.
They're green.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things you could have probably went with, though.
What would you name a green dog?
I mean, I would definitely think of something like Grinch, like something Grinch-ish. Like I would go with.
Or like Jolly Green or something. Jolly Green
Something.
Giant.
Yeah, Pistachio. Pistachio, first of all, sounds
It
like
is Italy.
sounds
Pistachio!
sounds like a cat.
Like anything with the O at the end is fun to say when you're Italian.
Yeah, it's true.
Pistachio!
Great, now we've pissed off the mafia.
All right, now we're on to November. And this is just the headline, and I knew that you would get a kick out of this.
Okay.
The Russian sausage king was killed with a crossbow in his home sauna.
Yeah. It was a great story.
So now Russia's looking for a new sausage king.
Amazing story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember when it happened.
Like he was in there with his lady friend.
Yeah.
And like they found the crossbow at the scene.
Yeah.
Like
The Russian.
I wonder if someone went there and he had the crossbow, so they used it, or did someone take the
I don't
crossbow?
know. I mean, who knows what all the Russian sausage king had.
Oh, man. Whenever I start my dating sites, I'm going to call myself the Sausage King.
I wouldn't call yourself the Russian sausage king, or you're gonna have hitmen on yours.
I won't call myself that. I don't want to lie.
It reminds me of the what's the the Home Alone John Candy scene in Home Alone.
Uh-huh.
He was the
Oh, yeah. The Milwaukee something.
king of yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that when I first heard it.
Yeah.
I
John
thought he
Candy.
was like the sausage king or something.
I can't remember now. Yeah, you can Google
I'm
that.
doing a lot of Jamie work.
Pull that up, Jamie. That's a Joe Rogan podcast, which I have not since he went to Spotify. I stopped listening to him.
I haven't listened to him in a while now because every episode he does is just the same.
Same guest.
It's the same exact conversation every single time.
Yeah.
The Polka King of the Midwest.
Oh, okay, Polka King. Yeah.
Gus Polinsky.
But you know he likes sausages.
Oh yeah,
big time.
Sausages.
The other November story is the Orange Lizard King was voted out of office.
Okay, wait.
By dead people and mail-in voters.
The Orange Lizard King.
Yeah.
All right, I know what we're talking about now. I thought we were doing I thought there was a different story.
I know I didn't want to
we
talk
were-
about Trump, but I felt like that needed to be said. That in November, he was voted. Oh, he's fighting it, but he's gone.
He's gone. He's done. Unfortunately, he's replaced by. No, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to avoid it.
Yeah, just that the Orange Lizard King was voted out by dead people.
Yeah.
And mail-in voters.
Yeah.
And that comes to December, which is where we're at now. And in December, it was announced that Middle-Aged and Mediocre, you kind of stole my shine here. It was announced that Middle-Aged and Mediocre has been listened to over 2,000 times in 8 different countries.
That's right.
And the other December 2020 news is that 2020 blows.
It certainly does. I still can't get over the fact that the broom thing was this year. That is still just blowing my mind.
How are people like, what month was that I say?
February, I think.
So that was kind of before everything. So maybe we deserved COVID.
Well, I was telling you today that I went back and listened to our episode about the Solder children, the disappearance of the Solder children, which if you guys want to go back and listen,
it's a good episode.
Episode 12. It was published on March 18th. So in that episode, when we recorded it, the NBA had just canceled the season, or postponed it, I should say. And everything was starting. We were like, "Oh shit, this is like a real."
And I think in that one, I was like, "I don't wear my mask to the store, but I just go. I just don't. I go straight in for what I want and leave, and don't talk to anybody."
Well, you were like, a couple times you said well, hopefully they'll have all this stuff figured out in a couple months or a couple weeks or whatever.
Oh my god!
Like we were very naive.
Yeah.
Like we were very hopeful.
Yeah.
But it was just starting to get.
What was the date of that one?
March.
Oh, okay.
18th.
Wow.
Was when we posted it.
God.
So we'd probably recorded it a few days ahead of time. But yeah, it was weird to listen to it because everything had just started.
Yeah.
And it like I was listening to it and I was just like, that feels.
I can't believe this shit's been going on for almost a year now.
But
it's been like 8 months.
Like it felt
9
like we
months.
recorded that a decade ago.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point. Yeah, 2020, man.
It's.
Well.
Other than that two-faced cat, it's been pretty bad. And I'm going to go visit Biscuits and Gravy on that farm that they're
You should. You should go to the Two-Face farm.
I am.
I do. The name is so good.
Biscuits and Gravy!
I now want to get, like, when, Beasley's no longer with me.
He left the room so we can talk
about it.
Yeah.
And I get, I want to have to get, like, 2 puppies. Like from the same breed or from the same litter,
and just like duct tape their heads together.
No, I was just gonna say and name them.
Okay.
Name them Biscuits and Gravy. That is such a good. That is so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that was my year in review.
Man, 20. What a weird year.
Yeah.
Well, I have 4 true crime-ish stories. Well, I mean, yeah, they are true crime. I shouldn't say ish. They are true stories and they're crime related. So.
Them the facts.
We're going to start November 24th. This just happened not too long ago. November 24th of this year. A murder was a 25-year unsolved murder was solved when a man phoned in a tip that he was the killer.
That's a pretty good tip. So 95 murder from 1995 finally got solved.
Yeah, and this took place in Decatur, Illinois. Or Decatur, Alabama.
There is a Decatur, Illinois.
There is Decatur, Illinois, right?
Yeah.
This is Decatur, Alabama, though.
Okay.
Decatur Police Detective Sean Mukadam had he's seen a lot.
Friends call him Mook.
Mookie. So a guy called in. And the very first thing out of his mouth was, "I want to confess a murder I did years ago." And it was the sheriff or the detective was like, "Hey, it's not a usual thing that happens. Like, not
He's
every day.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Not every day that people just call and say that they killed somebody." So the guy that called was Johnny Dwight Whited. Johnny Whited, and it was the cold case homicide of Christopher Alvin Daly, a 26-year-old man who was found shot to death in a wooded area just outside the city in April of '95. Whited who's now 53 years old. He couldn't quite remember what year he had allegedly killed Daly.
I mean, when you kill so many people, it's like, what year was this one?
But he knew that he had done it. So they asked him some questions that only the killer would know, because the detective was a bit skeptical at first.
Sure.
Because
a lot of people will confess to crimes just for the attention.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
just
again,
they're mentally unstable.
Somebody calls 25 years after. Yeah.
I've been meaning to get around to this.
But so they met him. They brought Whited in, and he reenacted the whole crime.
Killed another person right in front of him.
Yes, this is how I did it. He took them, like he was in the back seat of the patrol car, or just a car, I guess. He told them turn right, turn left. They stopped at a gate that wasn't there in 1995. They got out of the car, and Whited led them a quarter mile to the gravelly area where 25 years earlier they had found Daly's car submerged in the Tennessee River with a rock tied to the accelerator. And that's when they realized that this guy was legitimate, that he had done it. And it turns out that he's terminally ill. So he said multiple times how sorry he was, that it was embarrassing to him that he had done it.
Yeah. My mama raised me.
They said it was pretty obvious it had been weighing on him for a long time. He said it's not an excuse, that he should have came forward a long time ago, but he just wanted to get it off his chest now. Never did give a reason, though. So, but,
maybe you forgot the reason.
Maybe, but he's got stage 4 lung cancer.
Oof.
Let me see. So in another odd twist of the case, there was an initial confusion as to whether Whited had already been arrested, because Whitehead's son, who has the same first and last name, had been arrested and was facing an unrelated drug charge. So they were kind of like, wait, so
which one are you?
Shouldn't you be in jail?
Yeah. Got drugs.
But yeah, so they got some answers after 25 years, but they still don't really know why it happened or whatever. But the guy turned himself in, so it's not every day that a 25-year-old cold case, like you would think that's just.
Or if, like, detective took credit for that. He's like, yeah, I solved that case.
Yeah, pretty easy if you ask me.
Like, he didn't tell you what to do. It's like, wait, that guy called in? Well, I mean, I got it out of him. He called in, but, you know.
All right, so this one is from July 23rd, 2020. Headline is Florida man tries to evade arrest by cartwheeling away from cops.
Did he say, hey, what's that? And then just start cartwheeling the other direction?
So this guy, this fucking guy, he had been blocking he'd been standing in the middle of the road, just cartwheeling, like blocking traffic or whatever. So
I can't cartwheel, but if I ever learned how, I would probably cartwheel everywhere.
Yeah. So when he, let me see if I can get is this the video? This isn't the video. I don't know where I found the video. It's ridiculous, though, because, like, the guy sits down on the ground in the middle of the road, and as the cops get near him, he gets up, and he kind of takes off running. Well, they kind of corner him, and one cop tries to grab him, and he gets away from that cop, and then as the other cop comes towards him, he literally cartwheels, and then turns and, like, taunts them.
Look what I can do.
And then another cop grabs him.
Yeah.
Like, the dude's clearly high as fuck.
Yeah.
Just the way he's acting. You could tell, like, the way he's, like, the look on his face. But I thought it was hilarious that, like...
So he's white because they didn't shoot him.
He was white.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was your very stereotypical, like, white suburban guy, like, probably...
Did a little too much drugs or, you know, a new drug that maybe he's not quite have the handle of it.
But I just love the...
What kind of drug makes you fucking cartwheel?
I mean, he was probably... I don't know about drugs even. He was probably drunk.
Yeah.
He was having a good time.
Yeah.
You could tell he had a great time.
I don't think you can cartwheel and not have a good time.
Yeah.
It looks really fun.
Maybe that's why, I can't cartwheel, so maybe that's
have
why
you tried? Did you ever try as a kid or anything?
Oh, as a kid, I tried.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while. Every day I wake up and I try to cartwheel.
I never could do it.
Man.
I was always a big kid, though.
How about that for 2021? Me and you learn how to cartwheel.
Can we learn something else? Can we learn something that's, like, productive?
That's pretty fucking productive.
Okay, you learn to cartwheel.
All right, I'm going to.
I'll figure something else out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know what, but...
That's the only plans I have for 2021. Learn how to cartwheel.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't try harder because, like, Bam Bam Bigelow used to always do a cartwheel.
Yeah.
And I loved Bam Bam Bigelow. So I can't believe I never was like, man, I need to get this down.
Yeah, I tried like once or twice, and I was like, I can't do that. I can somersault. That's pretty easy.
Which one's a somersault?
Just like the forward roll.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
I do that in wrestling a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. Third story. This one's from January 31st, 2020. Headline, New Mexico man accused of trying to pay prostitute with hamburger caught in a police sting.
Was it cooked hamburger or was it just like raw hamburger?
This was a cooked one. So this takes place in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I'll gladly pay you a hamburger Wednesday for a blowjob today.
A man was arrested during a prostitution sting in southeast Albuquerque on Tuesday. According to a criminal complaint, 36-year-old Dominic Calderon rode a bicycle up to an undercover Albuquerque Police Department officer, posing as a prostitute in the area of Central and San Pablo. The complaint states that after agreeing on terms and a price, Calderon asked for the officer's phone number because he wasn't going to have enough money until Friday. That's when the undercover... So this is kind of shitty. So that's when the undercover officer noticed Calderon was carrying a to-go bag from Chili's. The officer asked what was in it, and Calderon told her it was a hamburger. The officer then told him that her fee could be the burger.
Okay.
So he gave her the burger, and he was arrested.
That seems more like a trade of goods, and
I think it's bullshit if you ask me.
Like,
so he's just like, can I get your number for later?
Yeah.
You know,
I'll get paid Friday. I'll have money then.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know. To me, it sounds like bullshit.
I'm glad they finally got that guy off the street.
Right. Thank God. Somebody that eats at Chili's? Arrest him.
Riding on a bike?
Yeah. But I mean, they could have just waited, just wait till Friday.
Yeah.
And if the guy follows through, then arrest him.
Yeah.
But until
then,
he
probably didn't even get to eat the hamburger. And he didn't get laid.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have got to eat the hamburger.
No.
Shitty deal for Dominic.
Sorry, Dominic, if you're listening, buddy.
But, I mean, the true lesson here is never give a prostitute your hamburger.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
Yep.
All right, last one. This was from November 17th. This is great. Suspect tries to escape FBI agents using underwater sea scooter in frigid California lake. A man wanted for his
lake. It doesn't even go anywhere. It's a station. Like, it doesn't lead into a river. It leads into an ocean.
It's just a fucking lake. Where you are.
Yeah.
A man wanted for his role in an alleged $35 million Ponzi scheme was arrested after evading FBI agents by swimming in to California's largest reservoir using an underwater sea scooter. Matthew Piercy spent about 25 minutes in Lake Shasta, the frigid Lake Shasta, using his Yamaha 350 Li submersible device.
Sounds really expensive.
It does. Before he eventually resurfaced and was handcuffed. When agents went to arrest him, he hopped in a pickup and led them on a chase.
Cartwheeled away.
That ended at the shoreline of the lake north of Redding. Then he abandoned his truck, pulled something out of the truck, which was the device, and then went underwater where law enforcement could see the bubbles.
This is a cartoon.
It's amazing. Let me see. Attorney Josh Kahns says, you never know what is going through someone's mind when they're being pursued by the FBI. And we kept investigating, and all of a sudden today, here he is trying to escape into a lake using a submersible device. He was indicted, him and his business partner, and he screwed investors out of $35 million to his companies. So yeah, I mean, it's hilarious to me that like of all the things you would go into the lake.
Yeah.
What is your plan?
Like, keep it in your truck and keep driving. You have a better chance there, I would think.
You would have a better I think you would have a better chance if you could somehow get into the lake without the cops seeing you, of having like a big straw and just hanging out underneath the water and hope they think it's like a
That
reed.
is a cartoon.
Yeah. But if you're in like a little device, unless that thing's got a shitload of like
I don't understand
supplies.
How it would have to have some sort of oxygen tank or like
That's what I think it is.
A helmet that you would have to put on and then scooter.
Yeah, I think it's like a little like device that you wear. And it has like a little breathing apparatus, and then you can go underwater with it.
Wow.
But yeah, like you're in a lake, man.
Yeah, it's not.
They know where you are.
Yep.
Yeah. So, people can come up with schemes to get people out of
$35 million,
but they can't. So if you're on the run from the FBI, Joel, what's
like,
your game plan?
Cartwheel. Yeah.
Cartwheels.
I think that's when I'll learn how to cartwheel because it'll be a necessity.
Maybe you'll just do it. Like maybe it'll be
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
a mother that like gets like superhuman strength.
Can lift the car off the child. Yeah,
your superhuman strength is cartwheeling.
Cartwheeling underwater.
I like it. All right, well, those are my true crime stories. We got one more thing to do before we get out of here, and it is Joel's Feel Goods.
Yeah, Joel's Feel Goods. Feels good. And today's Feel Good is about a man named Adolf Hitler who wins an election.
Oh, this is in Nigeria?
Nambia. Yeah. It's and even though his name's Adolf Hitler, he promises he's an okay guy, which is normally something okay guys don't have to promise.
Yeah.
But this guy's like, no, I'm an okay guy. And Adolf Hitler, was Charlie Manson already taken? Like, what the fuck? So this is Nambia, and Adolf Hitler Yunnan Uunona. Unana. His full name is Adolf Hitler Unana of Namibia's Southwest Africa. He won the Southwest African People's Organization Party, or the SWAPO. He won for Councillor of Constitution.
In Umpuja.
Yeah.
Constituency.
Yep, that's what he won.
Yep.
And he beat his opponent, Satan.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if he beat his opponent like Jesus Christ?
Yeah. And he said his father picked his name, and according to Adolf, he said he doubts his dad. He says it's likely that his dad was unaware of Adolf Hitler's infamous role in history.
Yeah.
Sure.
So...
And actually, this used to be a German colony, so they think maybe that's where the name came from. But I just like the headline. That's such a 2020 headline. Adolf Hitler wins election.
Yeah, Adolf Hitler wins big, and Namibia says he has no plans for world domination.
Yeah, you had to put that out. Sure, again, if that's something you don't have, you don't need to state it.
That's that other Hitler.
Yeah.
I'm a different Hitler. Yeah, so it says that he won roughly 85% of the vote.
Yeah.
It says Adolf is not an uncommon name in the country, which was once a German colony.
Yep.
And while his father did name him after the Nazi leader, Uanona says that he probably didn't understand what Adolf Hitler stood for.
Yeah.
As a child, I saw it was a totally normal name, he says. It wasn't until I was growing up that I realized this man wanted to subjugate the whole world. I have nothing to do with any of that. The fact that I have this name does not mean I want to conquer Oshana. The local leader, who generally goes by the name Adolf Unona in public, says that he has no intention of changing his name, as it is already on all official documents.
That's a lot of work. So my 2021 is keeping my fucking eye on this guy.
In the period between 1884 and 1915, the African nation of Namibia was part of German territory, which was then called German Southwest Africa, which is one of the worst music festivals. It was only after World War I that the country came under South African control and later gained independence in 1990. I mean, dude, like, you won with 85% of the votes. So you don't have any problems, but I would still look into changing your name.
Yeah, or just leave the Hitler out of it.
Call myself, like, A.H.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Maybe, like, name yourself, like I said, Charlie Manson or something, you know?
Something, man.
Ted Bundy.
That's definitely a 2020 headline.
Yep.
I mean,
Adolf
only
Hitler
in
wins
2020 could
election.
Adolf Hitler win.
So if Adolf can win, you know, what's stopping you from winning?
That's true. I mean, if Donald Trump could be president and Adolf Hitler could win
An election.
then
Anything's
everyone's got a
possible.
chance.
2021, everyone has a chance.
All right, man. What a crazy fucking year it's been.
I'm glad it's so much
We're not done yet. We got 3 episodes coming at you this month. All 3 will be true crime stories.
Good.
I got some good stuff lined up, I think. And yeah, I mean, I hope, like I said at the beginning of the show, I hope everyone out there is doing well. I hope you're all staying safe. The holidays are rough this year, and it's weird, and it's first time in my life I didn't go to my grandma's for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like that day when I woke up, I was just like, oh shit, I don't have to like.
Yeah.
I don't
rush
have
around
to get
different
ready.
families'
It was just
house
weird.
and everything,
Yeah, but yeah, you know, I get that there's a lot of people that still decided to travel. There's still a bunch of fucking arguments.
Yeah.
Just be safe. Whatever you're doing, just be safe. Be careful.
Be courteous.
Use common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, be courteous. Be good to each other. This never used to be an issue. Like, we used to at least be halfway decent to each other.
Sure.
So, let's hope for better things.
Used to be. What the fuck's that mean? Go fuck yourself. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's hope for better things. I don't think we're going to see him for a little while. But
No.
eventually, we'll get there.
I think we will.
We'll be there with you the whole way.
Absolutely.
Talking about murder.
Yep.
And aliens and ghosts.
Cults.
And cults. Let us know what you guys want to hear about. If you guys got any
stories,
ideas for stories, let me know. If you have your own stories about things that you have encountered with ghosts.
If you can cartwheel.
If you can cartwheel, prove it.
Come teach me how.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Show us the evidence. Yeah, have you ever been abducted by aliens? Let us know.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Sure.
We believe you. If you're haunted, if you're currently being haunted, let us know. Call us.
Call us.
If you're local, we will come and investigate.
Sure.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
We're always looking to do weird shit.
Always.
So let us know what's going on. Like and subscribe wherever you're listening.
Share,
if you're on,
tell a friend.
Yeah, call a friend, phone a friend.
Phone a friend, Regis.
If you're on,
Regis Philbin died 2020.
Everybody's dying in 2020.
I died on the inside in 2020.
I died a long time ago. Yeah.
I had a little bit of hope, and then 2020 pretty much snuffed all that.
Yeah. I had some hope when we elected Obama.
Yeah.
And after a couple years of that, all that hope went away.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Everything's awful. Nothing's good.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating and leave us a review. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have a YouTube channel. You can find us everywhere.
I'm on drugs.
Joel's on drugs. I'm on the booze.
Yep.
Happy 2020.
Woo!
Happy Thanksgiving.
Merry made it.
Christmas. Happy holidays. And Kwanzaa and Hanukkah.
Whatever you celebrate.
Happy New Year's. All
Just
that
do
shit.
it. Do it safely.
We'll be back next week talking about death.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Clear eyes, full heart.
Yep. Suck my dick 2020.
Can't lose.